Hey everybody, today I'm going to give you my thoughts on the new Zoom P4next and how Zoom seems to have fixed all of the issues that I had with the original P4. The big thing that they did with the P4next that I felt was kind of a deal breaker with the original P4 was they limited it to 16-bit 44.1K recording. For anybody doing video, that 44.1 means it's not going to work with a lot of frame rates. That's the reason why 48K is the standard for video. It works across all frame rates. The 16-bit recording, that's usually an issue because you have less headroom. You have to get your gain level set really well in order to not clip, but also be loud enough that you're not dealing with the noise floor. So by making the P4next 24-bit 48K, they eliminated both of those issues, and it's now a better product because of that. As far as the form factor, that was the other issue I had with it, with the original, and the camera will not focus on this. Maybe if I put it closer, there we go. This is a much nicer looking device all around. I felt that the original just didn't look that good. It looked weird to me. This looks a lot better. It looks more like a well thought out device. You've got the 4 XLR ports. You've got 4 1/8 inch headphone ports. I wish those were 1/4 inch. That's one of my biggest complaints about this. On the front panel, you've got your 4 knobs for the gain, got headphone volume, you've got your 4 sound pads if you want those, and then you've got 4 buttons that turn on the tone and comp, compressor, and AI noise reduction. Those are all global settings. You cannot turn them on or off per channel. And with the tone and the compressor and the AI noise reduction, there's no controls there. They're either on or off. Those buttons, along with the menu, also allow you to do all of the menu diving and do all of the navigation. And then we've got power button, record, pause, and play. On this side, we've got a phantom power switch that is also global. Camera doesn't want to work with me today. We've got our micro SD card slot, and then we've got 2 USB ports, one for supplying power and one for connecting to your computer. Overall, the build quality, it's fine. It's not a metal body. It's a cheap feeling plastic, but it's sturdy. I don't know how well it'll hold up to repeated drops, so maybe not try that. Oh, one other thing is it is battery powered if you need that for portability. It uses AA batteries, or it can be powered through USB. It's bus powered, so you don't need to plug it into a power source. One of my other issues with Zoom, at least my experience with Zoom stuff, which has been the H series, is that their preamps are noisy, especially at the higher end of the gain ranges. So I tested out the P4next using a bunch of different mics. I started with the most gain-hungry mic I have, which is the SM7B. Did some tests. I wouldn't call these preamps noisy at all compared to my Camden Audio EC1 preamp. The noise levels are essentially the same. With the SM7B, since it needs so much gain, you're always going to have a little bit of white noise. When I switched over to some condensers, I tested with the Document Audio DA87, and I tested with the TLM 193 that I'm using right now. Both of those were extremely clean. So in terms of the preamps, they're probably not the greatest preamps in the world because, let's be honest, it's Zoom and they cut corners everywhere they can. They have enough gain to record an SM7B, so it does what you need it to do. Because of the size and the weight, this is really easy to just throw into a backpack for a portable rig. And that's probably the biggest selling point to this, is its portability. You can use it as a portable recorder. It can be used as an audio interface, though I probably wouldn't buy it to do that. I look at something like this as entirely a portable recorder or a way of getting audio into my computer. I'm not going to use it as a true audio interface where, I mean, let's be honest, it's not a true audio interface. You can't connect speakers to it. It's more or less built for podcasting, live streaming, stuff like that, where you're using headphones to monitor everything. So at this price point, at $179, if you're needing to do a 4-person recording in person, you're not going to find anything better. The Roadcasters, like the Roadcaster Pro, which is 4-channel, that's what, $700. Same with the Mackie DLZ. I think Focusrite audio interfaces for a 4-channel, you're at like 400 or so. And you don't have 4 headphone jacks, so you're going to have to use headphone splitters and, I mean, maybe a headphone amp. You have to find some workaround to be able to connect headphones if you want everybody using headphones. But really, for in-person, that's usually not needed. So to wrap things up, I feel like Zoom really did hit it out of the park with the new P4next. They solved all of the issues I had with the original. They went from 1644.1 to 2448K recording, and they changed the form factor into something that's a little more pretty. It's not that, it's just a much nicer looking recorder. It will get the job done as an audio interface, but that's not what I would use it for. What it's best for is if you're looking for a 4-person, 3 or 4-person podcast setup that can function as a portable recorder that you can throw into a backpack, that's what this is going to be best for. If you want something that's set up all of the time, I'd probably save up for something a little bit bigger that has more control over the processing available to you, because that's probably one of the biggest places that Zoom kind of cut costs. So instead of having independent EQ and compression, noise gate, de-essers, all of these things, you have tone and compressor, which are either on or off globally for all of the tracks. Roadcasters, Mackies, you can set the EQ for each channel. You can turn things on individually depending on what you need. So that's what you get by spending more money on the bigger, more well-known products. But that's not what Zoom's trying to do here. They developed this for those who are on a budget. With the AI noise reduction, it seems like it's very similar to isotope spectral denoise. It listens to your audio for a couple of seconds while you're quiet to create a noise profile that it uses to reduce that noise when you record. For real-time stuff, I didn't really hear any degradation, but at the same time, it wasn't being used very aggressively because I record in a really quiet space. It's not going to do anything for reverb because it's just doing strictly noise reduction. I hope this quick review has been helpful. Let me know if you've got any comments or questions. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.